and welcome back to Fully Playable Games on a very overdue Games Room tour. So for those of you that haven't seen the channel in the last few weeks, the original Games Room tour was meant to be released the first Tuesday in March, but I actually discovered some mould in the corner of the Games Room which was actually seeping through the back of one of the bookcases. So over the last couple of weeks, that has been my main focus, is to get that under control, make sure that the collection was safe, and yeah, basically do a complete reorganisation. So in today's video, we are going to be going through everything that we've got in the Games Room. But what I will say is, before we get started, the stuff that we've got in the Games Room is probably about half of the collection at the moment. So what I have done over the course of sorting this out, as you'll see, all of the shelves are now single stacked. There's only one shelf in the Games Room that's got double stacked games, and we'll get to that in a little while. But yeah, overall, all the other games that are not in the Games Room, they're currently in storage, safely in storage. I've not got rid of them, and I've got no intentions of getting rid of them. But what I've done is I've gone through each console and basically picked out what I think is the best of the best. And yeah, so at the moment we've got, according to my app, I've got about 4,327 games in the collection. Now I will admit, going through and getting the numbers together for this video, I've already seen a couple of consoles that are well out on the numbers that are on the app. So what I'm going to do is, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go through all of the collection and basically sort of rescan everything in, so that we've got an actual accurate representation of what the collection is. But yeah, with that said, what we'll do is we will jump over to the desk, we'll start there, and then basically work our way around the room as we normally do. Okay, so starting off, we have got my desk area, which I don't think I've ever really shown. So as you can see, I've got 3 monitors set up on my computer. What I tend to do is, this is normally the main monitor that I use for all of my setups. So whenever I'm sort of capturing gameplay or anything like that, it's always done on there. And yeah, the other two are then sort of, as I say, just mainly used for sort of PC usage. Then over this side, we've got my sort of work area for when I'm doing repairs and things like that. And yeah, I've obviously got my disc cleaner at the back here, drawers of sort of all of the bits that I use, and yeah, everything like that. Then moving up to the shelves. So before we get to the shelves, we've got my Guitar Hero, I think it's Guitar Hero Live on the Xbox One. That's the Fender Jaguar. So I actually picked that up at a boot fair for about £5. And yeah, looking it up, it goes for around sort of £300 on eBay. So I'm not massively into the Guitar Heroes or anything like that, but I just thought, do you know what, it's a nice one to display, and I'm never going to get anything like that again. So I thought, do you know what, for now, I'm just going to grab it, stick it up on the wall, and yeah, that's the only reason why I've got that there. Then on the top shelf up here, I have got all of my big box PC games. So currently I have got, I think it's 57 big box PC games. And that is out of 153 PC games. So yeah, I've got quite a few sort of normal disc ones and everything like that. I'd say from the collection of big boxes that we've got, my sort of top picks, so to speak, would be my Tomb Raider collection. So Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3. Recently got Duke Nukem and Half-Life big boxes. My original Grand Theft Auto, so this was one that I actually bought, I think it was from Game, and yeah, that was actually originally bought when Grand Theft Auto first came out. And then obviously I've got Theme Park and Theme Hospital, 2 of my most favourite games. So yeah, really happy to have those in the collection. Then moving down, we get on to my Nintendo's portable shelves. So obviously, technically, the Virtual Boy is classed as a portable, even though you need to basically rest it on something to play it. That is complete in box. That's the Japanese version. And yeah, really happy to have that in the collection. Then we've got all of my sort of Nintendo handhelds. So we've got a DSi XL, I think this is a 3DS SL, DS Lite, a pink DS, and this is my original Game Boy, but unfortunately it's not the original box. It is a replacement box. It's a genuine box, but it's a replacement, unfortunately. Then we've got my two Nintendo mini consoles. I've never actually had them out of the box. They're still sort of brand new in the condition when I first picked them up. Then just at the back there, you'll see I've got my 4 solitary Virtual Boy games. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it's unfortunate or not, but so far, every time I've been offered Virtual Boy games, they've always been complete in box. So I'm kind of in the position now where if I'm going for Virtual Boy games, I want them complete in box. So yeah, that's going to get quite expensive. Then we've got a couple of my sort of rarer sort of Game Boy Pockets. So we've got the Hello Kitty and the DMG. I think this is the DMG Mark 1 because it doesn't have the power light. So yeah, really like them. Obviously they were Japanese exclusives, so didn't ever get them outside of Japan. I mean, looking at the Hello Kitty one, you can see I need to do the screen lens replacement. Then just down here we've got my stack of N-Gage games. Now with the N-Gage, I'll be honest, when I was sorting out the room, I just didn't know where to put them. So what I've done is I've put them here for now. Technically it's a portable, so that's the way I'm getting around it. So yeah, at the moment we've got 11 N-Gage games in the collection. And then moving across, so we'll start at the back. We've got my Pokemon cart onlys. So we've got Pokemon Gold, Silver, Red, Blue and Yellow. And then my 2 Pokemon Game Boy Colors. And then just in front of there, we've got my collection of Nintendo gaming watches. I've always loved these. I used to have the Mario Land, Super Mario Brothers 3 when I was younger. And yeah, just over time, been sort of grabbing these. I think what really spurred me to collect these was, I think one time we were at a boot fair and I saw someone else pick, they got 2 of them for, I think it was like 10 or 15 quid. And yeah, that just really got the bit between my teeth. And yeah, whenever I get the chance now, I'll always pick them up. And then just at the front of the shelf, we have got my Game Boy Advance and my Game Boy Micro. Managed to get that at a boot fair last year. I can't remember how much I paid. It was either 10 or 15 pounds for that. So yeah, really chuffed to have that in the collection now. And then moving down to the last shelf, we've got my Atari Shelf. So this is where I've got all of my complete in-box 2600 games. We've also got, I believe it is a 7800, just down the end here. So yeah, in total for the 2600, we currently have 61 games. So as I say, there's not 61 games here. A lot of my other ones are sort of cart only. Then we've got my Atari Jaguar and one of the Jaguar games. I think in total I've only got 2 Jaguar games. So I've got Theme Park complete in box, and then we've got Cybermorph as well, cart only. And then just at the back there we've got my Atari Lynx, which for that we've got 3 games. We haven't got all 3 of these ones. I think California Games is just box only at the moment. I need to get hold of the cart. But we've got Robo Squash, Chips Challenge, and then one other actually in the one of my drawers. Then you'll see we've got my 2600 Woody. I do have all the other variants as well. So we've got both of the 2600 Junior models. And then I also do have a complete in-box Vader, which I'll be honest, out of all of them, the model that I like the best is the Vader because it's literally all black. So yeah, really like that. But yeah, really happy with sort of my Atari Shelf as it is. And what we'll do is we'll just move straight on to the Xbox shelves. So starting off at the top, we've got all of my complete in-box Xboxes. So currently this isn't my complete collection of boxed Xboxes. So currently I think I've got 3 different models of Xbox 360. We've got an original Xbox 360 Elite in box. This is my Xbox 360 Slim that I bought from Game. And then I've also got a blue Xbox 360E. Then we've got my Xbox One. I will admit I don't have a boxed original Xbox. That is one that is on the sort of cards to get hold of. But we've got my Xbox One. This is the Titanfall edition. The only real difference is it comes with a sleeve on the outside that's all sort of branded up for Titanfall. Then my Xbox Series S up the top there, which I actually got off someone that I used to work with. Then next up, Xbox One S, 1 terabyte. I do have a complete in-box 500 gig One S as well. And then right at the bottom there, my Xbox One X, 1 terabyte. I'll be honest, none of these get played. They are all just basically for the collection now. Obviously, if I am playing Xbox 360, we've got the white one here, original Xbox. And then my main Xbox that I play is my Xbox Series X. So yeah, that is all of my sort of main Xbox consoles that I play. Then moving down, we've got our first 2 shelves of games. So these are the original Xbox, which we've got 226 in the collection. And yeah, we've got a good mix of games. And there's quite a few actually that I do want to sit down and play. One that I want to have a go at is Conker's Live and Reloaded. So that's basically a sort of HD, or not HD, but an upscaled version of the original Conker's Bad Fur Day. This was when Microsoft had bought out Rare. So, and Rare, because Rare still owned the Conker's brand, they could get away with it. We've got my small, I think actually this is the complete Dead or Alive set on the original Xbox. Dino Crisis 3 is another one that I want to play as soon as I get a chance. Then we get to the first game that, so out of all of the original Xbox games, there was 2 games that originally made me buy the console. And first one was, and I'll leave that up the top, Doom 3. So at the time, I had Doom 3 on the PC, but my PC was just not up to spec and just couldn't really run it well. So yeah, when I had the opportunity to buy an original Xbox, knowing that it had Doom 3 on it, this was pretty much one of the early games that I got. I don't think it came with my original Xbox, but it definitely was one that I sort of bought as soon as I could. Then we've also got the impossible port of Half-Life 2, that's what everyone calls it. I'll be honest, I've not actually played it on the original Xbox, so it might be one I'll give a go. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis is another absolutely brilliant game. Love playing that, and originally I played it on the PC, so now it's actually quite a sought-after game on the consoles. And then moving down to the next shelf, what we got? So I've recently completed all of the Outlaw games. So we've got Outlaw Golf 1 and 2, Outlaw Tennis, and Outlaw Volleyball. Then we get to the second game that made me buy my original Xbox, and that is the Outrun 2. So there are currently 2 versions of this game. So you've got Outrun 2 and Outrun Coast to Coast. I believe Outrun Coast to Coast, you get sort of extra modes, extra levels. But yeah, absolutely loved this. Loved the Outrun series as a whole. And yeah, there's a couple more Outrun stuff in the collection, so we'll get to that soon enough. Then we got Panzer Dragoon Orca. Project Zero is another one. So Project Zero was the name given to the Fatal Frame games when they were originally released in Europe. Then what have we got? So we've got a blank one here. This is actually Sega GT and Jet Set Radio Future. So originally this didn't actually, because it was a double disc, it was bundled in with the consoles and never actually had a cover for it. There are a lot of fan-made covers online, and I do currently have one on the computer. I've just got to sort of get it printed out. Soul Calibur 2, I will admit I do love the Soul Calibur series. Then what else we got? Steel Battalion. So that was a recent addition where we got the Steel Battalion games as well as the controller. So yeah, really chuffed to have those. And then sort of we've got the Grand Theft Auto double pack as well, which is probably the other sort of big highlight for the original Xbox. And if I just move everything back as we're sort of going through. Then next up we move down and we've currently got 3 shelves of Xbox 360. And currently the Xbox 360 is actually the second largest set in the collection. So we've got 537 games for the Xbox 360. And yeah, I will admit, there are some games that I'm sort of really happy that I've got in the collection. So one that I was after for quite a while was Alice Madness Returns. I do currently have it on my Steam account, but I did want a physical version of it. So yeah, I think I managed to get that. I think it was last year, I think I got that. So yeah, happy to have that. We've got some of the Batman Arkham games. I believe actually that is all 3 of them. All 3 of them were on the Xbox. I don't think the 4th one come out on the 360. Borderlands. I have to admit, I've never played the Borderlands games. I've played them briefly, capturing footage for the channel. But yeah, not spent too much time on them, which, yeah, I've had a lot of people say they're really good games. So definitely need to pick them up soon. Brutal Legend, absolutely brilliant game. Bureau XCOM Declassified as well, another great game. Then Cabela's Dangerous Hunt as well, sort of really enjoyed these. I used to do a lot of shooting and hunting myself. Not something I get a chance to do now, but yeah, really glad to have them. They're really good, and they've got quite accurate with regards to sort of the shooting mechanics. Then the normal Call of Duties, which everyone's pretty much got. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Death Smiles Deluxe Edition. Really happy to have this. I will admit, I do want to try and get hold of the American version, which comes with the faceplate as well. I think that set just looks absolutely amazing. Then you've got the original Deadpool game as well. Really enjoyed that game. I remember playing it initially on the PC. So yeah, glad to have it on sort of one of the consoles. Then Dead Island. That is another game. I absolutely love the Dead Island games. And yeah, really happy to have those in the collection. Yeah, I think it's just those 2 though that we've got on the Xbox 360. Then we've got some more Dead or Alive. So that carries on from the ones that we had up on the original Xbox. Then we've got Dead Space 2 and 3. Currently I don't have Dead Space 1 on the original Xbox. So that is something that I'll look to pick up in the future. And then one of my favourite series, we've got the Fallout series, which I prefer to play these on the Xbox, especially Fallout 3, because it was actually quite buggy on the PS3. So I remember originally playing, I think I was playing the DLC Point Lookout, and there's actually a bug in it where in one of the missions that you've got to do to complete the DLC, you go into a hotel room to speak to a Chinese operative, and it just crashes. And it just crashes every time you try and do it. Which, yeah, unfortunately, the PlayStation version had a lot of bugs. But, yeah, you don't get that on the Xbox 360. And then recently, we were able to collect the Fear series as well. So I had sort of Fear 2 and 3. Then I managed to pick up Fear Files last year at the Boot Fair. And just a little while ago, managed to get the first Fear in a auction lot. Which, to be honest, I didn't even notice it was in the lot. Because there was another game in the set that you will see in a second that I was actually more focused on. So yeah, really happy when I sort of got home and realised that was there. Then sort of a couple of the Forzas, Gears of War, Golden Axe. So yeah, that's that shelf. Then moving down, we've got the Grand Theft Auto series as well as the Halo series. Lollipop Chainsaw, absolutely love that game. And yeah, really happy to have this. This was one, I think they added this as a Boot Fair edition last year. But I have had the PS3 version for absolutely ages now. So I'll talk a bit more about that when we get to the PS3. And then just up the top here, we've got another bit of a store display. So this is an Alan Wake 2 sort of worked sort of tabletop standee. So yeah, thought that was quite unique. Managed to actually get that from a game store. I was in there and I just asked if they had any old store displays that they were looking to get rid of. And they gave me that, so I was like really chuffed with that. Then we've got the complete Mass Effect series, Minecraft, Mortal Kombat's. Here we go. Here is the game that I bought that auction lot for. So this is the original Need for Speed Most Wanted. This is about a £60 game at the moment. And I think the whole bundle that I got, which had a load of stuff for resale, as well as sort of quite a few new additions to the game collection, was, I think I paid about £15 for it. So yeah, really happy with that. And as you see, we've got, they're all not going back properly. There we go. So you see we've got quite a few of the Need for Speed games on the Xbox 360, as well as Ninja Gaiden and Omi Chombara, which, yeah, this was a game that I was after for quite a while. Managed to get it in an absolutely amazing boot fair lot. I think it was like 52 or 54 games across 2 sort of shoe boxes. I basically asked the seller, what do you want for the whole lot? They weren't sure, so I chucked them off for 20 quid. They then counted at 25, and yeah, accepted straight away. And yeah, we got some absolutely amazing heavy hitters in that bundle, which was really good. Portal 2, I would admit I'm a massive fan of the Portal series. You'll see a couple of nice little Portal additions to the collection a bit later on in the video. Red Dead Redemption, this is Game of Year edition. I think what I've done across sort of both Xbox and PS3, I've kept the Game of Year editions in the shelves just because it has everything on it, and I don't need to then worry about having multiple games on the shelf. And then moving down to the last Xbox 360 shelf, we've got the Resident Evil. We've got quite a few of the Resident Evil games on here actually. So 5, 6, Raccoon City and Revelations. Oh, I thought I had Revelations 2. Okay, I'm going to have a look at that. Oh, I thought I had another one there. We've got Saints Row. So what we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Saw and Saw 2. 2 games that I was after for quite a while. I was able to get, I think Saw I got from a CEX hunt. And the original Saw, I can't actually remember where that one come from. But yeah, really glad to have those. I think I'd briefly played the original one years ago, but not spent sort of too much time on it. Then we've got my Soul Calibur's Spec Ops The Line, an absolutely amazing military shooter, as well as Split Second Velocity, a brilliant racing game. Then I think that's about it, apart from just right at the end here, my only sort of collection of NTSC games. And this is Big Bumpin', Pocket Bike Racer and Sneak King. So these were some NTSC games that were released only in America for Burger King. So yeah, they actually come with, I believe they come with like their extra value meal. And yeah, absolutely over the moon to have them. Just unfortunately I've never been able to play them because I don't currently have an Xbox 360 that can play NTSC games. But yeah, really happy to have those, and I'm hoping, I have got a mod chip that I can fit to an Xbox 360, so I'm hoping sort of very soon I'll be able to get that done, and then I'll be able to play those. Then moving down to the last 2 shelves where I've got all of my Xbox One games. So currently we've got 200 Xbox One and Series X games in the collection. You'll see there we've got a Master Chief controller holder with my red controller, as well as my bottle of Lucozade Energy advertising Halo Infinite. As you can see, it's never been opened, and yeah, it's definitely looking a bit flat. I think, look, it went out of date on October 22. And then finally we've got my Series 2 Elite controller. All works. The only problem with it is it's missing one of the triggers on the back, so yeah, I need to try and get that sorted at some point. And then looking through the games, we've got quite a good section of the Assassin's Creed games. Once again, more of a Call of Duty. Call of Cthulhu was another one, so I've not actually played that through yet. I've only played it sort of briefly for the sort of video on the channel. But yeah, I'd been after that for a while. That had been one that had been on my list from the Xbox 360 version. And then when I saw that they were doing a remake, I pre-ordered it so that I could get it and sort of play through it. Cyberpunk, I'll be honest, I haven't played it. I've played it very briefly. I just, with all of the issues, I was really excited for it when it came out. But yeah, once it actually did come out and I saw all of the issues with it, I just sort of, I've just never actually been inclined to play it. I know it's 100 times better now, but yeah, I've just sort of not felt any inclination to play it. Then we've got the Dark Pictures Anthology, so we've got the first 3 games in the series. I will admit the sort of second and third game are still sealed, because I want to actually play through them in order. So yeah, I want to play the first one and then just work my way through. Some more Dead or Alive, Destroy All Humans 1 and 2. They're both the remakes. So yeah, really looking forward. I really enjoyed playing them. I think originally I think these are both sealed at the moment, but I have played them through, I want to say Game Pass, but it might have been PS Plus, I can't remember. What else we got? Here we go. Dredge. I absolutely love this game. I have spent so many hours playing it, and I'll guarantee you I will spend so many more, because yeah, it's just one of those chill games that, yeah, you've had a bit of a ropey day, chuck it on, and yeah, really, really good to play. Then another one, and you'll see this being a repeating element throughout the collection. We've got Dovetail Games Euro Fishing. So I've currently got the Xbox One and the PS4 version, as well as a physical, well, it's a physical case version that didn't actually have a public release. It was a staff only item. So yeah, really happy to have that. It's still sealed. Basically, if you open it up, all it's got in it is a Steam key. But yeah, really happy to have the whole set of the Dovetail Euro Fishing. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. So we've got my Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. I've got a fair few of the FIFAs on the Xbox One, but nowhere near a complete run. And then you'll see there a whole selection of the Forzas, Halos, Grand Theft Auto 5. And then we've got some collector's editions there of Arkham Knight and Doom. And then moving down to the bottom. So what do we got here? So we've got a couple of, Minecraft. Recall was another really good one. Really enjoyed playing that one. Soul Calibur. There we go. Here's what you call night and day. So we've got South Park Fractured But Whole. Absolutely amazing follow-up to Stick of Truth. Then we've got South Park Snow Day, which was probably one of the worst games that I played last year. It was absolutely awful. I think I probably played it for a couple of hours, and yeah, I've got no intentions of ever going back to it. It is an absolutely awful game. Then we've got some of my Star Wars games, State of Decay, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which is actually really good. I think it comes with 6, no, even more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. So from the original Street Fighter right the way through to Third Strike. Then Stubbs the Zombie was another good one. This is the police I actually found quite interesting. Yeah, did really enjoy that one. And then we've got Watch Dogs Legions, We Happy Few. And just up the top there, we've got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. And then before we wrap up this section, I'm just going to put all these back. And what we'll do is we will jump onto the wall here, which has got all of my complete in-box Game Boy games. I say that, it's not actually all of my complete in-box Game Boy games. I just run out of room. So for the original Game Boy, we currently have a total of 49 games in the collection. That's across the complete in-box and the and car only. So I think the most expensive original Game Boy game that I've got is actually Alien 3, which complete in box goes for about £150. I was really lucky with this, so I actually ended up picking up, I think it was the cart and the manual, and then, no, it was just the cart, and then I was able to get just the box and the manual off eBay for a really good price. So yeah, I'm probably all in on that for about £30–40. Then probably my biggest, the sort of my favouriteest part of my original Game Boy set is going to be my set of Super Mario Land games. So we've got the original Super Mario 2 6 golden coins, but then I was after Mario Land 3 for absolutely ages, but I could never get it for a good price. So obviously these two I've had for a while. I've still got my original carts for these. These are separate versions that I got a bit later on, but yeah, really over the moon to finally have that full set. Then yeah, a couple of other ones: Small Soldiers, Krusty's Fun House, Mickey's Dangerous Chase, and then finishing off the Game Boy with a couple of football games. And then I have got Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance just here. That one, yeah, it was just, I just didn't have anywhere else to put it on the shelves. Then moving down, we've got my Game Boy Color games, which currently I have got 24 games in the collection. I think out of all of the Game Boy Color games, most expensive game is Curse of the Sword, Tomb Raider. And that one I actually got really lucky with. So I was buying up a load of stuff from a reseller. And yeah, he had a whole load of complete in box Game Boy games. And just done me a sort of a deal. I think it's like a couple of quid each he charged me for them, not realizing this is actually a £150 game on its own. So yeah, really happy to have that in the collection. Carmageddon, it's another series I absolutely love. I remember playing Carmageddon 2 with friends on the PC. And then moving down, the final set that we've got is the Game Boy Advance, and currently we have got 34 Game Boy Advance games in the collection. So yeah, really happy with that. We've got some good ones there. We'll see Mario Adventure 4, with, which is Super Mario Brothers 3 basically, Super Mario Kart, and yeah, so that is all of the Game Boy games. But just before we wrap up this section, another bit that we've got that I have shown sort of on previous Games Room tours, but this is actually my Atari Snowboard. So I managed to get this in a charity. This was a charity shop find. I ended up paying about a tenner for it, but I've not actually got a lot of information on it. I need to actually get in touch with the company that made it. So I want to try and find out about it, because I've got different things from different people. But the story that I've been told around it is that it was actually it's one of, I think it's 5. It's either 5 or 10, and it was originally used for an E3 stand. It was one of either the first or the second E3. So yeah, I want to try and find out about it, because yeah, it's a really unique item, and yeah, it would be interesting to sort of know about it. But yeah, with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my lights moved about a bit, and then we will carry on and get started on the PlayStation shelves. So before we dive into the PlayStation wall, just wanted to go through my Fallout and Resident Evil shelf. So as you can see here, we've got Fallout 3 Collector's Edition. Up the back, we've also got the New Vegas Collector's Edition. And then we've got my Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. And as well, we've also got the Vault Boy controller holder. But the thing that I actually like on this shelf more than anything else is my Your Special pin badge set. Yeah, I thought that was absolutely amazing, and I really, really like it. From when I first saw the enamel pins on the Fallout 4 game, I always wanted a set, and yeah, when I found those, thought it was absolutely brilliant. Then we've got my Resident Evil bits. So we've got the Umbrella Chronicles Shot Blaster. Then behind that, we've got the big box version of Resident Evil Dark Chronicles. And then just in front, we've got my GameCube chainsaw controller. So yeah, this I actually bought from a local video game store that's unfortunately now gone out of business. But yeah, I managed to get it for retail. So it was about 50 quid I paid for it. So really chuffed with that. And then to finish off, we've then got the set of Resident Evil keys as well. So yeah, just a couple of little bits for sort of each of the franchises, but yeah, really like that. And then diving into the PlayStation walls. First off, let's have a look at some of the box consoles. So here you see we've got two different PS1s complete in box. Then up top we've got PS Vita. Then the PlayStation 2 Fat. There's no console in there. That's actually the console that I use. Then we've got PS2 Slim and the PS2 Slim Satin Silver. Then the PS3 60 gig. So that was actually one that I pieced together. So the box I actually found in the loft at my old house. And yeah, I was able to get the console at a local charity shop. Managed to pick it up for like 50 quid. Not 50 quid, £5, sorry, I paid for it. And yeah, when I got it home, tested it, it literally worked flawlessly. So what I done was give it a wipe over, and then it's been put straight in that box, and it's never been used since. So at least I know that I have got a working PS3 60 gig in the collection. Then the next console down, this is my Japanese 80 gig Satin Silver PS3. So yeah, I thought this is probably one of the best looking consoles I've seen in quite a long time. It is absolutely amazing. I'll try and put a picture up of the actual console now. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous and I absolutely love it. Then we've got my PS3 Slim 120 gig. Then my collection of PS4s. So the top one here is the Little 'Un's old PS4 Slim. Then we've got my release day Killzone Shadowfall PS4 bundle. And my PS4 Pro. Once again, this was another one that I pieced together. Managed to get the box from a eBay job lot. And the console I picked up from a local auction. And then right down the end here, we've got all of my sort of retro computers. So we've got a couple of Commodores, some Spectrums, Atari, and then the last couple of PlayStation bits is the PlayStation Classic and the PS TV. The PlayStation Classic hasn't ever been played because I do have the standalone, I do have one that's sort of unboxed, so I tend to play that if I'm going to play it. And then I'll quickly run through the consoles up the top here. So we've got both of my other PS4 models. So this is the PS4 Matte Black and then the PS4 White. My PS5, which gets used all the time, multiple times a week, I'm sort of getting that out. Then we've got my PS3 shelf, or PS3/PS2, so we've got the Japanese PSX. I have actually gone ahead and replaced the laser on this, but I've just got to finish off. There's a couple of little bits that just need to be finished off before I can actually get it up and running. Then we've got my PS3 Super Slim in the red. I do have a black in the collection, but it does need a bit of work doing to it. And then this is just a random PS3 40 gig. I do have my original PS3, but that's actually boxed up. And yeah, it's in storage behind the photography table. Then up on my PS1 and PS2 shelves, we've got my PS1s, which we've got all of the variants. So we've got the one with the AV port, one with the expansion port, and then one with the expansion port and the AV ports removed. There we go, we've got my PlayStation Classic up the back there. And this is actually a memory card, a USB stick that I've got set up to play the extra games on the console. Then we've got my chipped PS1, so I use that for playing imports. My PS2 Saturn Silver, and my main PS2. This was my original PS2 that I got my dad to take me down to Virgin Megastore in Bluewater on Boxing Day to pick that up. So yeah, originally I was waiting for the original Xbox, but yeah, by the time that come out, I didn't really like it, and then ended up picking this up on Boxing Day, along with a copy of Grand Theft Auto 3. So, next up, we have got the PlayStation 1 shelves. So we've currently got 4 shelves, and in the collection at the moment, we currently have 341 PlayStation 1 games. So if we go in and have a look, so one of the biggest ones that we've got is Alien Resurrection. So this is actually quite an important one because this was one of the first games that actually had a bug in it that allowed people to play copied games on the system. So yeah, really sought after. I think that goes for about sort of £50 to £60 now. So yeah, that was actually a boot fair find. Another copy of Carmageddon, which I absolutely love that series of games. We've got both the Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Loved them, played through and completed both of them when they were originally released. Duke Nukem, so we've got Duke Nukem 3D, Land of the Babes and Time to Kill. Driver, I will admit I've never been a massive fan of Driver just because of that first level. And then just down on the next shelf, you see there I've got my DualShock controller and then a couple of original PlayStation memory cards as well. That's pretty much what I've done across the whole room now. So you'd have noticed on the Xbox shelves that I actually had the controllers out on the shelves relating to those consoles. Then moving down through this shelf, one of the big hitters that we've got here is Future Cop LAPD. So originally I played this on the PC, and when I saw it was on the PS1, put it on my wish list to get, and I was lucky enough to get it off of a sort of collector and reseller last year. We've got all three of the Grand Theft Autos. I do currently have the variant of GTA 2. So you'll see here, this one says Grand Theft Auto 2, whereas the variant will say GTA 2 on the spine. And then with the actual Grand Theft Auto, if I can get it out, that is. So this is actually the limited edition that comes with the soundtrack. I don't have the normal black label of Grand Theft Auto. I do have the platinum version of it though. And then for GTA London, I do have the... so there's two versions of this. You've got the version there where you need the original game, and then you've also got a standalone version. This version is the one where you need the original game. So I do need to get hold of the standalone version when I can. A copy of Guilty Gear, which I thought was really good. Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. This was one that I was after for such a long time. And it was another game where the price just literally dropped. So yeah, really happy to have that one. Then we got the London Racers set of games. So I remember playing the original London Racer on the PC. So really glad to have that. So I've got these two, and then I do have a couple more on the PS2 as well. Then we've got the Max Power Racing. When I was younger, I was so into Max Power. I modified my car at the time. Had sort of wheels, lowered suspension, big bore exhaust, and yeah, I even had it fitted out with a massive sound system, as well as a TV and a PS2 built into the dashboard. So yeah, at some point I might show you that in the future. I've got both the Medievals, the original Need for Speed. We've got Nuclear Strike, as well as Soviet Strike right down the other end. So that is actually the full Strike series across both the PlayStation and Mega Drive. Paradise Eve, another game, absolutely brilliant. Not played it yet because I want to play through the first one first. Obviously, that one was the only one that was released in PAL territories. Then I've got my set of Resident Evil games, so 1, 2, 3 and Survivor. I have to admit, I do much prefer these original the original Resident Evils. I will say I did enjoy Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis doesn't hold up to the original. Doesn't even hold a candle. And then the final shelf, we've got a couple of the double cases here. So we've got Fear Effect 1 and 2, Destruction Derby 2 and Mortal Kombat. One of the double ones that I don't have in here, and I don't know why I've not left it in, because I do have it, is Tomb Raider. Because if we look down here, I've actually got the full Tomb Raider set. But yeah, because I haven't actually left the original Tomb Raider in here, so I do need to go into the boxes and pull that one out. Then we've got Destruction Derby, which was one of the first ever PlayStation 1 games that I played, along with Doom. Doom wasn't the first one, but absolutely brilliant game. And then we've got Soul Blade, which is actually the sort of prequel to the Soul Calibur series. But probably one of my most treasured bits of my PS1 collection are these ones. And these are all X rental games. So if I pull this one out, for example, you'll see there it's actually in the original Blockbuster rental case. So when you rented the game, this is what it would come in. If I open it up, you actually see the discs are also marked for sort of rental only. And I will say some of these rental games do have quite a premium on them. So this one's Ridge Racer Type 4. Now, the normal game isn't that expensive. I mean, it's what, £15–20? But the rental one, you're looking at close to £100 to get this. So, yeah, I didn't pay anywhere near that. I got quite lucky with these. But yeah, some really rare bits there, and I'm just really glad to have them. And then looking through the last shelf, we've got a couple of Street Fighters, Street Racer, both Theme Park and Theme Hospital. I'm really glad that I can now play Time Crisis now that we've got the CRT, which is good. The Tomb Raiders, as I said. And then recent pickup, probably the most expensive games in my PS1 set is Tombi 1 and 2. And yeah, right down the end here, you see I've actually got a couple of the Japanese games. So I have got quite a few, but these were the sort of premium titles that I wanted to have in the shelf. So we've got Linda Cubed, which I believe is a sort of visual novel type RPG. And yeah, apparently it's meant to be really good. It's actually quite violent as well. But I have got a fan translation of it, so I will give that a go at some point. And then we've got the Japanese version of Paradise Eve. Obviously, it is all in Japanese, but what I might do is I might try and get hold of the ROM for that, so I can play through it. Then, moving down, we move on to the PS2. So currently, we've got 7 shelves dedicated to the PS2. And this is actually the largest collection, or the largest set in the collection, of 583. So to start off with, we've got some of the cardboard cases. Most treasured one there is actually the Kingdom of Hearts Final Mix. That's actually an extremely rare Japanese-only version of Kingdom of Hearts. Then you'll see we've got some of the normal case Japanese games. The ones that I'm actually quite proud of here are the Simple 2000 games. So I've currently got 3 at the moment. So we've got the first one here, which is, I believe, I can't remember what it's called in Japan, but over here it is... No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is a fighting game, isn't it? I can't actually remember the name of this one, so I'm going to have to... I'll look it up, and I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Then over here, we've got Omichumbara. So I think this was the only release on the PlayStation. It was on... in Japanese. And then once again, this one, I can't remember the name of it, but basically the idea is it's a survival horror, and you play a girl that is extremely scared of bugs, and basically the idea is that if you've got to work your way through the city, but if you get too many bugs climb on you, she basically dies of fright. So yeah, it's a really interesting title. Unfortunately, it is all in Japanese, but even still, sort of really glad to have that in the set. And then, what else we got? We've got Guilty Gear, Gundam. I'm trying to think, where is this one? I swear I had it. Or I think I might have had it. I've got the English version, I know of it. But yeah, I thought I had the Japanese version, but obviously not. Then going through, recently got both of the American Choppers. And so we've got Cannon Cadis Edit, otherwise known as Bully. The Destroy All Humans 1 and 2, Devil May Cry 1 and 2. We've then got Piglet's Big Game as well. That one that's gone literally crazy. Then what do we got? So we've got a full set of Grand Theft Autos. Loved playing those back in the day on the PS2. And so we've got I've got 3 out of the 4 hack game dot hack games. So we've got 1, 2 and 4. I just need to try and get hold of 3 at some point. And then there's another copy of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. So we've actually got all 3 versions of that now. And then what we'll do is, if we jump up here, we've got the other shelves. So just down the end here, we've got my PlayStation Watch. This was a boot fair find by Nicky, which has really helped. Really appreciate that of him. Then we've got a couple more of the London Racer games. So we've got London Racer 2 again, which was re-released on the PS2. Manhunt. I will admit, I do want to get Manhunt 2 on the PS2. It is one of the big PS2 games that I'm looking to get hold of. And we've got a couple of the Outlaws. Outrun 2006. So, just as I was saying on the Xbox, yeah, I love the Outrun games. I pick them up whenever I can. This is a game that I was thinking of, Paparazzi. So, the whole idea is that you basically take photos of models. It's a really weird game, really is. And then we've got Playboy the Mansion, which essentially is The Sims. The Playboy does The Sims, is probably the best way to describe that. Then we've got my DualShock 2 controller, along with a couple of the memory cards. And I think on this shelf, the main one I've got is obviously the Resident Evils. Resident Evil 4 I am not a fan of. I know that's controversial. But yeah, didn't enjoy that at all. I much prefer Code Veronica, because that is very much in the style of the other Grand Theft Auto games on the PS1. And yeah, Sonic Gems Collections, another really good one. I think that's the first instance of Sonic CD being released off of the Mega CD. And then going down to the last PS2 shelf, we have got my absolute gem. So this is my UK copy of Rule of Rose. So yeah, I was able to pick this up last year after the big discovery. And yeah, absolutely over the moon to finally have this in the collection. It's been one that I've been after for a couple of years now. So yeah, really happy to have that. And even better, the fact that it's sealed. I am keeping it sealed. Obviously, if I do play the game, I play it off a ROM. Because the way that I see it is I've got the game. So yeah, I can play it off a ROM. And then just quickly, we've got a couple of handhelds. So we've got my PSP Go. And then we've got my Sony Ericsson, I think, is it i7000, I think it is, otherwise known as the PlayStation phone. And then nothing major on this shelf, I don't think. We've got a couple of NTSC games in Urban Reign and Xenosaga. The Warriors is another amazing game, absolutely love that. And then moving down, we've got the PS3 shelf. Which we've currently got 3 shelves dedicated to the PS3. So we've currently got 315 games on the PS3. As you'll see here, we've got a couple of collector's editions scattered around. So the first one that we've got is iPet, which has got the camera on. Then we've got my DualShock 3 controller, which I'm just going to move up there for now. So we've got a couple of Japanese titles here. First one that we've got here is, if I can get it out, Tokyo Jungle. So this is, best way to describe this is an animal beat 'em up, where you basically have to fight against other animals. So for example, you could be a deer and you've got to basically defeat a group of wolves, for example. It's a really weird one, but yeah, when I saw it, it was one of the ones that I just had to get hold of. So yeah, really glad to have that. Load of the Assassin's Creed, Bioshock 1, 2 and Infinite. So absolutely love the Bioshock games. Played both of those, for both the first 2, completed those. I played a bit of Infinite, but not too much. Then we've got a couple of the Borderlands, load of the Call of Duties, another couple copies of Dead Island, some more Dead or Alive, and then we've also got the complete Dead Space series on the PS3 as well. Then moving down, we've got a copy of Grand Theft Auto Driver San Francisco collector's pack, and I have to say the model on this is absolutely amazing. I wish I had more room that I can actually display some of the models and the figures that I've got. Then looking through this shelf, we've got Lollipop Chainsaw, which we've now got on the Xbox 360. I was really lucky with this one. When I was working for a game studio, one of the designers, I think it was, just gave it to me. they weren't that keen on it. Back then, it wasn't anything. This was actually during the PS3 era. So yeah, really glad to have that. Heavy Rain, absolutely amazing game by Quantic Dream. And we'll get back to Quantic Dream in a minute. God of War collections, God of War 1 and 2, remastered in HD. That is an NTSC game, but obviously we can still play it. Grid 1 and 2. And yeah, then down to this shelf, we've got Duke Nukem Balls of Steel edition. So this is Duke Nukem Forever. I think this one I actually had pre-ordered and got it on day of release. Then we've got the Last of Us Ellie edition. So I am absolutely in love with Last of Us. It is an amazing set of games. And I've recently actually completed Last of Us 2, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I'm hoping at some point this year that I can actually get hold of the Joel edition, so that I've got both of these in the set. And then the final shelf of PS3. Oh, actually, before we do, we've also got this one. So this is actually an original Netflix disc for the PS3. So back in the day, you couldn't actually just download a Netflix app. You actually had to get a streaming disc from Netflix. I think these were only available in the US. I don't think this is something that was over here in the UK. But I do know that you did also get a streaming disc for the Nintendo Wii as well. So I will look to get hold of that at one point. But yeah, really glad to have the PS3 version. And then on the final shelf, I think some of my sort of top picks here have to be sort of Naughty Bear. That was an absolutely brilliant game. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. We've got a couple more of the Resident Evils. The Resistance Fall of Man. Absolutely loved these. Played all three of them through. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Then we've got Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Played and completed both of them on the PS3. And then we've got the full Uncharted series on the PS3. I do need to get another copy of Uncharted 2, just so that it matches in with the other games. And then to finish off this bookcase, we've then got the PSP and PS Vita. So currently we've got 88 games on the PSP and 15 games on the PS Vita. I will say all of the Vita games are currently in the shelf. And then for the actual PSP, there was a couple that I played. Obviously, we've got like Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories. Originally, Liberty City Stories was a PSP exclusive, and then it was later ported to the PS2. We've also got another copy of Coast to Coast. So yeah, really glad to have that in a portable fashion. And yeah, other than that, I don't really play my PSPs. But you see here, we have got a couple of variants. So I believe the blue and the white one are both the 3003 models, which I think are like the version 3, essentially. And the one in the middle is a 3001, which is one of the first models. And then what we'll do is we'll jump up. And if I move Rule of Rose just back over there. And we'll move on to the PS4 shelves. So currently, I think the PS4 is taking up the most real estate in the games room. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves dedicated to that. Nope, PS2 still trumps that. So currently we have got 306 PS4 games. And if I just move that one off to the side for a minute. So in here we've got probably some of my top games are sort of Air Twister, which is basically a spiritual successor to Space Harrier, I think then. So yeah, really good on-rail shooter. Then we've got Andro Duos 2, which is an absolutely amazing smuck. Really enjoy playing that, and it's got an absolutely amazing soundtrack. So yeah, happy to have that. Got a nice set of Assassin's Creed. I think we've got 6 or 7 there. Arcade Paradise is really good. And then we've got Back to the Future from Telltale. This was a brilliant game. So this is essentially Back to the Future Part 4. And yeah, really, really enjoy playing that. To be honest, I even enjoyed just watching it as a film. And then another load of Call of Duties. We've got Catherine Full Body, which is the PS4 sort of remaster from the PS3. Cuphead, and once again we've got Cyberpunk, but as I say, I don't really play them. And then coming down here, we've got some more bits. So we've got my PlayStation Cup, my little Sackboy figure, and then my DualShock 4 controller. Then going along this shelf, obviously, first off, we've got the other game by Quantic Dream, or the next game by Quantic Dream, Detroit Becoming Human. Absolutely amazing game. And I will say, if you haven't seen the tech demo that they've done for this, which was actually released on the PS3, so it was released on PS3 hardware, definitely look it up. I think it's called Cora. So look up Cora tech demo. It is a superb bit of footage. It really is. Dying Light, absolutely amazing game. Loved that. Donut Country, a brilliant puzzle game. I would say if you're going to buy it, get that digitally, because the physical version can be quite expensive now. I was quite lucky. I was able to buy it directly from the publisher, so I only paid about £40 for it. I then got another copy of Dovetail Eurofishing. Fallout 76, so I've actually got the Steelbook version, which actually come in with the Power Armor edition. Far Cry Blood Dragon, so that was a release by Limited Run, so glad to have that. And we also got the two Fatal Frame games on the PS4 as well. Then moving down, I've got obviously my little DualShock 4 clock. I've got a near enough full run of the FIFA games. I'm just missing FIFA 23. Flipping Death is a brilliant game. That one, basically you play a girl that died and she sort of takes over Death's role while he goes on holiday. God of War, I haven't actually played that yet, but that is actually next on my list to play. So yeah, that is one I'm going to be starting probably sometime this week, hopefully. Horizon Zero Dawn, absolutely amazing game. Thoroughly enjoyed that and definitely looking forward to playing the sequel. Hot Shots Racing is another great one. So this is a polygonal arcade racer. And yeah, some really, really enjoyable racing in that. And I actually say the opponent drivers in that are actually quite challenging. Then we've also got In Rays of Light. That was a stunning game. And basically you're walking around, I believe it's an old Russian university, and yeah, it is just a superb game. It's one, I believe I've done some footage. I might have even recorded a full playthrough of it. If I did, I'll probably look to upload it at some point. But yeah, if you're going to get this, there'll be another one. You'll have to pick up you'll have to pick up digitally, because the physical version does run for about £80 now. So yeah, I was quite lucky that I can't remember how I managed to get that. I think I managed to get it off Amazon. I got quite lucky with it. It come into stock. Then we got Journey Collection, absolutely brilliant game. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Then moving down, we've got The Last of Us Remastered and The Last of Us Part 2. I actually recently, just this weekend, completed Last of Us Part 2. I did enjoy it. It does have its problems. I mean, what I'm going to do is I might actually do a retrospective on that, because obviously we've got the second series of the live action show coming out next month. So I might do a retrospective on that, because, as I say, I really enjoyed the story. I just think there are some problems with it. Then we've got Life is Strange Limited Edition. Absolutely loved this game. Played it through. Originally I bought it on Steam, and then yeah, I was able to get the PS4 copy. And then yeah, other than that, just a couple of other ones. Obviously we've got some of the Minecraft games. The one that I'm glad we've got is Minecraft Story Season 1, because that is the complete edition. Everything's on the disc, whereas Season 2 is only got Season 1 and 2 that are on the discs. And then parts 3, 4 and 5 all have to be downloaded. So yeah, unfortunately, once they stop allowing you to download that, that's going to be quite useless. And right down the end, we've got Nier Automata as well. Absolutely loved that game. Thoroughly enjoyed playing it. Then moving down, we've got Knights of Azure, No Man's Sky, which I really enjoyed in the end when I played it. But yeah, that was sort of only a couple of months ago. Was probably the first time I had a go of it. Once again, another one, The Order 1886. Really enjoyed that. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Then we've got my Resident Evil collection on here. So we've got Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. Resident Evil 4 isn't the Resident Evil 4 remake. This is a sort of port that's been made to the PS4. So it's basically sort of upscaled graphics and things like that. But it is essentially the PS2 version. Resident Evil 7 and the Origin collection, which has got the original Resident Evil remake, as well as a sort of uprated Resident Evil 0. Then we've got Half Genie Hero Shantae. Absolutely amazing. One of my favourite platformers in the last probably 10 years. Absolutely love it. And once again, it's got an absolutely superb soundtrack. And then moving on to the final shelf, we've then got my sort of well, time sponge game is probably the best way to describe it. Is Subnautica. I'm absolutely loving playing that. That goes on quite regularly. And yeah, whenever I just want to have a sort of chill session, it's normally through Subnautica. We've then got the Uncharted games. I think this is all, I think actually, because I didn't realise that I had Uncharted 3 as a standalone. So I need to have a look, see if Uncharted 1 and 2 have been released as a standalone. If they have, I'll probably look to pick them up. Another chill game is Unpacking, which is really good. Really enjoyed that. And yeah, definitely one that I sort of chuck on. And one that's not chill at all is Until Dawn, the survival horror, which is absolutely superb. And then, yeah, that is going to wrap it up for the PS4. But before we get on to the PS5, I just wanted to show this, which is my Sharp SF1. Basically what this is it is a Super Famicom TV. So just up the top here is the Super Famicom. And yeah, this was a Japanese exclusive. And yeah, I absolutely love the fact that we've got it in the collection. It does need a bit of work. There is an issue with the display. So I'm going to look to get that fixed as soon as I can. But yeah, that is it. So give me 2 seconds. We're going to get this moved. And then we'll go through the PS5 games before we then get on to the retro wall. So, as I say, before we get on to the retro wall, we'll just quickly run through the PS5. So, according to my app, we've got 67 PS5 games. I think that's completely wrong, because normally I can get 50 across. And yeah, we've got a lot more than 17 sitting there. So, yeah, I'm going to go through and sort of make sure that that gets updated soon. But what I'll do is, for now, I'm just going to move those off to the side so that we can get to the ones behind. So we've got Pacific Drive, which absolutely amazing survival game. Callisto Protocol, I was actually really disappointed with that. I think I got about 3/4 of the way through it before, yeah, I just got bored of it. Then Chernobylite, that is one that I've got on my list to play because, yeah, I am absolutely fascinated with Chernobyl. So, yeah, definitely one that I want to play as soon as I can. We've got Dead Island 2 there. Once again, played a bit of it, got stuck, and then just haven't picked it back up again. Ghostwire Tokyo is another one. Really, really enjoyed that. Definitely one that I want to get back to. As well as Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm a good couple of hours into it. Probably about 10 hours I think I've got onto it. So, yeah, definitely want to get back into that so I can complete it. We've got Iron... what is it? I can't remember what it's called. Iron Meat, that was it. So I have recently bought the upgrade kit for that. So that should be here sort of very soon, hopefully. Then we've got a couple more of A Life is Strange. We've got Double Exposure, which I've recently played through and completed. Really enjoyed it, but I think once you got to sort of chapters 4 and 5, it sort of jumped the shark, really. And then True Colours, I haven't actually had a chance to put a lot of time into that yet. Then we've also got a copy of Night Trap. So I was lucky enough to actually be able to get this direct from Limited Run in one of their sales events. So yeah, really happy to have that. It's got quite a lot of sort of quality of life improvements over the original Mega CD version. We've then got Resident Evil 4 Remake, as well as Village. I'll be honest, I've not played Village, apart from playing the demos. I want to actually play through Resident Evil 7 first. Then we've got Retro Realms, Halloween, and Ash vs. the Evil Dead. An absolutely brilliant set of 2D platformers. Thoroughly enjoyed this, and yeah, really glad to have that in the collection. Then we've got Robocop Rogue City, which is another one I need to finish off. I'm probably about sort of 2/3 of the way through it. So yeah, just need to finish that. As well as a recent edition of Rocket Knight Adventure Respark. And then quickly looking through the ones that we've got over here. So we've got Rugrats, which I've recently done a box opening on. A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. Once again, I think about halfway through that. So I want to get that finished when I can as well. Absolutely superb game. Really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, looking forward to getting that finished. Then we've got Postal Brain Damage, another recent pickup. Alex Kidd in Miracle World, a couple of the Shantae games. Squirrel with a Gun is an absolutely insane game, but it is so much fun. Definitely recommend playing that if you haven't. We've got Stellar Blade, which I had sort of from day one. Still Waits the Deep. This is probably one of the best games that I have played in such a long time. So basically you play a electrician working on a North Sea oil rig, and they basically drill into something that they shouldn't have done, and this sort of alien entity sort of takes over the rig, and yeah, starts sort of killing off all of the crew. Very much based on sort of films like The Thing, but yeah, definitely one I would highly recommend playing this if you haven't. You will not be disappointed with this. It's a really, really good game, and it's one of those games. I think out of all of my collection, this is probably one of those games that I wish I could go back and play it for the first time again. That is how much I enjoyed it. Another game I really enjoyed was Stray. Never thought I would enjoy a game where I play a cat. But yeah, after so many people speaking so highly of it, I picked it up, absolutely loved it. And actually, I think the little one's gone through and played that and platinumed it as well. So I think that's their first platinum. So really proud of them for that. Teardown's another great game. Turtles, Shredder's Revenge is another good one. And then we've got Watchdog Legions as well. So yeah, that is all of the PlayStation 5 games. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move my lights around, and then what we'll do is we'll get started on the retro shelves. Okay, so getting to the last couple of bookcases in the room, we've actually got what I'm dubbing my retro shelves. So the shelving unit on the left is pretty much all Sega. Shelving unit on the right is all Nintendo. And then you also see here we've got my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom standee, or store display. And down here what I've done is all of my Switch Zelda games have actually been put in the slots. And then we've got a couple of Zelda bits up the top there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly move that out the way. And then we've got sort of unobstructed view of the shelf. So before we get into the actual games on the shelf, let's have a quick look through the bits on the top. So up top here, I haven't been able to get too many of the Sega consoles up there just because the boxes won't actually fit, because the wall behind actually curves down instead of it being sort of a right angle. So yeah, with that curve, it doesn't allow me to get them up there. But what I have done is I've put my Master System 2 up there, my Pico, my Game Gears, or my Game Gear, and then accessories. Then we've got a couple of my figures. And then going on to Nintendo, we've got my Super Famicom, my NES, original N64, plus the Orange Fantastic, my Super Mario Brothers Wii U, sorry. I can never quite remember what this console's called, but it's one of the early Nintendo consoles, and I think this is the breakout version. My OLED Switch, and then right up top, we've got my Super Mario All-Stars console box as well. And then moving down to the console shelves, we've got my Mega CD with my original Mega Drive. So that is the one that I got for Christmas in 92, I want to say. I can't remember the exact year. Then we've got my Mark II Sega Saturn, my Dreamcast, and then my Mark I Master System just up the back there. And then for the Nintendo consoles, we've got the NES and the SNES, my N64, GameCube with Game Boy Player, my OLED Switch up the back there, and then my Super Mario U Deluxe store display. And then what we'll do is we're going to start off on the Mega Drive shelves. So currently we have got 140 Mega Drive and Genesis games. So I've got a fair stack of Genesis games, but I don't think there's that many in the shelves. I think they're all in storage now. And yeah, so we'll just start off. So we've got some really good ones here. Alien 3 was a brilliant game. So just there. And I know that's Alien 3 because it's the only one that doesn't have any spine art. Bubsy, really enjoyed that. Cool Spot, really important game for me because this was the first game that I ever completed. And actually my second game that I ever completed is also on the Mega Drive, so we'll get to that in a little while. Flashback, another absolutely amazing game. Really loved that and just couldn't get over the graphics on that. So amazing. We've then got Micro Machines and Micro Machines Tournament or Turbo Tournament. Really good games there. Then moving down, we've got a couple of bits here. So we've got a little Sonic figure collection. Managed to pick that up really cheap at a boot fair. And yeah, it's actually quite a rare pickup. So happy to have that. Then we've also got my Mega Drive Mini. I'll be honest, I've never actually played this. So I need to actually get round and sort of have a look at some of the games that are on there. And then a couple of Sonic figures as well. And then getting back to the games. So we've got Street Fighter, Special Championship Edition, Paperboy, Thunder Force 2. Brilliant game. Strider. Now this is the second game that I ever completed. And yeah, really want to try and get hold of Strider 2 on the Mega Drive. It's about a £50 game. But to get it with the manual at somewhere like CEX, it's out of stock quite a bit. Then we've got Tailspin, Tasmania, Quackshot and World of Illusion. We've also got Castle of Illusion up here, which is another game that I completed on the Mega Drive as well. Then we've got my set of Sonic games as well. So Sonic 1 come with my original Mega Drive. And then all the others, apart from Sonic compilations, so Sonic 2 to Sonic 3D, were all bought on day of release. And yeah, really glad to have them. They're all of my original copies as well. Sonic compilation was one that I actually found a couple of years ago. So yeah, happy to have that. Then we've got my Mega Games series. So Mega Games 1 was one of the games that I actually got with my Mega Drive. So I've had that literally since '92. And yeah, the other two, or the other three, sorry, were more just to sort of complete the set. And then moving down, so obviously we're carrying on in the blue spine. So we've got Power Rangers, which was a good fighting game. Mega Bomberman, absolutely loved that game. Yeah, had loads of fun playing that when I was younger. And then we move on to the Yellow Spine, Yellow Spine EA games. So for me, the highlight of all of these games are the Desert Strike and Jungle Strike games. Played absolutely loads of time playing those. Urban Strike I didn't actually get until recently, so probably a couple of years ago I picked that up. But yeah, really glad to finally have the full set of them. And actually what is funny, I think it's Jungle Strike. So if you actually look down the bottom here, there's a sticker on it that says 1 player 16-bit cartridge. But actually the original version, I'm just going to see if I can get to it. Oh, there goes the cart. You actually look underneath, it actually says 1 or 2 players 16-bit cartridge. So it's actually got a misprint on the box art. So yeah, I think that was only in the PAL, on the PAL copy. So yeah, really chuffed to have that one, even if it has got the sticker on. So I'll put that back in a minute. We've got Lotus Turbo Challenges, F-22 Interceptor, James Pond 2 and 3, Stitching, and then Theme Park's another interesting one as well. So obviously this is, as you see on the back here, it is the European release. But if we open it up, it actually has a US cart in it, or US sticker on the cart. Now, yeah, that is actually how it's supposed to be. So all of the European editions that I've seen are exactly the same. So yeah, really weird with that one. Don't know why they did that. I think it was just being a bit lazy. Then moving on, we've got the Sega Saturn games. So currently we have got 40 games for the Sega Saturn. And I'm just going to move these out of the way. So for some reason, I haven't actually got round to alphabetising these yet. Must have just completely forgot. So see there, we've got Panzer Dragoon 2. We have also got Panzer Dragoon 1 as well. Sega Ages is probably my favourite game on the Saturn, just because it has a copy of Outrun. And I'd say that this is probably the most arcade accurate version of Outrun that you can get. So yeah, really happy to have that. I would say I would like to get hold of the Japanese version of Outrun. So in Japan they actually had a standalone version, which is literally an exact port. So all the music's the same, and yeah, definitely want to get hold of that. But it's actually quite an expensive game at the moment. We've got Alien Trilogy, Bug. I do also have a copy of Bug 2, but that is just disc only. Daytona USA Championship Edition. So this was the second release. Fixed a load of bugs from the first game, as well as adding in some new cars and levels. Fighting Vipers, really good fighting game. Really enjoyed playing that. And then we've got Virtual Cop. I do also have a copy of Virtual Cop 2. The reason this one's in a separate case is because this actually comes bundled with the gun. Virtual Fighter 2 and the first Virtual Fighter as well. And then here we've got a whole load of the Japanese Saturn games as well. Up here we've got Dead or Alive. That's the only version apart from the PlayStation version. It was only released in Japan. And yeah, the other ones we've got here are a couple of the big box. So Soviet Strike, Magic Carpet, and FIFA 98. Then moving down, we've got the Mega CD and Dreamcast. So for the Mega CD, we've currently got 17 games in the collection. Then also in here, I've got basically there's a full binder full of demo discs. So yeah, really happy to have those. Once again, I haven't alphabetized any of this. Don't know why. Just probably forgot. So yeah, some of the big hitters here is obviously Night Trap. What else have we got? Just the biggest hitter that you can possibly get. Remove those. And that is Snatcher. So yeah, really lucky to actually get a copy of this last year. It's the only time I've ever seen a copy of it in real life. And yeah, I was offered it for such a great price that I couldn't turn it down. So yeah, absolutely over the moon to have that. And yeah, I think this is the most expensive game that I've got in my collection at the moment. Then we've got Sonic CD, Time Girl, and then the Sherlock Holmes as well. We've also up here got a copy of Kenyo Flying Squadron. But this one is, let me just open it up. That is the demo disc. So the reason why the demo disc is so sought after as well is because the developers actually made a bit of a snafu with it. And what they actually did was include the whole game on the demo disc. And then what happened was there was a sort of splash screen at the end of the first level that sort of locked out the rest of the game. But what they forgot to do was remove the level select. So what you can essentially do is play through the first level, get to the splash screen, and then once you get back to the main menu, load the level select, start from level 2, and then play the whole rest of the game through. So yeah, essentially you'll get, when you pick up the demo disc, so I think I paid probably about £40 for the demo disc. I think it runs for normally about £60 to £70 at the moment. And yeah, you're basically getting the full game for, that would be, like, I think it's like £350, £400 at the moment. So yeah, a really good pickup, that one. Then moving on to the Dreamcast. So we've currently got 31 games in the Dreamcast Dreamcast collection. And yeah, some of the top ones here, we've obviously got Shenmue 1 and 2. We've got a couple of the Japanese titles, but unfortunately I can't play them. I thought I could play them on my PAL system, but yeah, unfortunately can't. Intrepid Izzy, really good indie game that was released quite recently. Resident Evil Code Veronica, so I've actually got both copies of that now on the, I think I've got, 3 copies. So I've got PS2, the original Dreamcast, because it was originally a Dreamcast exclusive. And if I remember rightly, I think I've got it on the GameCube as well. And then, yeah, Soul Calibur is another good one. So we do actually have both the Japanese and the PAL version of that. And yeah, that is the Dreamcast. Then moving down, we've got the Master System. Currently, we've got 20 games on the Master System. As you can tell, most of them are going to be sort of kart only. But yeah, really happy with some of the games that we have got here. So we've got Double Dragon, Jurassic Park. I think the first ever first ever Master System game that we got was Pac-Mania. And I have got both the Sonics. And just up here, actually, we've got a copy of Space Harrier on the Sega Mark III. So this was a Japanese exclusive console, and essentially this is the Japanese version of the Master System. So before that, you had the essentially the Mark III was also known as the SG 1000 Mark III. So that's where the Mark III comes from. And then you've got like the Mark I and the Mark II. So I've currently got a Mark II in the collection, but yeah, it will play that cart as well. And then just down here, we've got my 32X along with my 3 solitary 32X games. So yeah, that is all that I've got on there. I will admit, it's not something that I use that often, just purely because I haven't got a lot of variation in the games. And then jumping down to the final shelf, we've got my Wii U shelf. So currently we've got 49 games in the Wii U set. You'll see here we've got the Zelda control pad, and then yeah, there's a good variety of the games that we've got here. So I've got Breath of the Wild. I'll be honest, I've never actually played it on the Wii U. I always play it on the Switch. We've also got Wind Waker HD, Mario Kart 8, which I'm really hoping for the Switch 2 we get a new Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart 8 has definitely been long played out. Pikmin 3, Mighty Number 9 was another one. I wanted to get hold of that. Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. There we go, that's what I was thinking of. Super Mario Brothers U, as well as Super Luigi U. Zombie U, another brilliant game. Bayonetta 2, and yeah, so that is all of the Wii U games. So what we'll do now is we'll jump up and have a look at the NES set. So currently I have got 54 games for the NES, and actually this is a collection that's actually come together probably in the last 18 months. So yeah, really happy with how we've got on with this. So let me just move the amiibos. So then we can actually see. So you see there, so we've got DuckTales, Hook, Days of Thunder, Rainbow Island, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was one that I was after for quite a while. Battletoads versus Double Dragons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, Mario and Duck Hunt, once again, another one that I absolutely love playing now that we've got the CRT. Punch Out, I will admit I do want to get the complete in-box version of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So that's actually a different game. So this Punch Out is essentially it's a re-release of the original game, just with all reference to Mike Tyson taken out of it. Then we've got Kid Icarus, Ghostbusters 2, Batman Gauntlet 2, Castlevania 2. See the theme there was all the sequels. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, absolutely loved that. I remember playing it originally on the Spectrum. So yeah, really happy to have that. We've then got Donkey Kong, Super Mario 2 and 3. And yeah, that is basically it. But one of the new additions that we had to the collection was I finally was able to complete the complete in-box Super Mario set. So we've got 1, 2 and 3. Really happy to have that, and yeah, glad that we finally managed to complete that set. Then just in the front here, you'll see my copy of Super Mario Bros. 2 on the Famicom Disk System. So this is what is known in the West as Mario the Lost Levels. So yeah, happy to have that one. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And just up the top here, we've got a little Mario sort of coin set. So this is Super Mario 64, Sunshine and Mario Galaxy. So yeah, really glad to have that. That was something that was a US exclusive. And then moving down to the SNES shelf. So currently we have got 52 SNES and Super Famicom games. You'll see here a couple of the carts that we've got at the front is, so we've got Mario All-Stars and Zelda, A Link to the Past. And on this side we've got Street Fighter 2 and F-Zero. And actually I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Don't know what's happened there. Right, so looking at the complete in-box games we've got Donkey Kong Country, Unirally. Lawnmower Man was one that I was after for a while, but it was like a three-figure game, and I got quite lucky that when I was actually able to pick it up, the price had literally just bottomed out. So I think I ended up getting it for about £35–40. Super Star Wars, the most impossible game ever released. Star Wing, obviously the European version of Star Fox. Pilot Wings is another absolutely amazing game. Thoroughly enjoyed playing that. It's one even to this day that I enjoy playing. And then just down the end here, we've got a couple of complete in-box Super Famicom games. So as you can see here, we've got Theme Park. And then we've also got King of Fighters, is it? Sorry, I had to think about that one. And right at the end here, we've got our Super Game Boy. Then moving down, we've got my N64 set. So currently we have got 76 N64 games. So looking at the car onlys that we've got, so we've got Clay Fighter 63 1/3, Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness, as well as Donkey Kong 64 and Superman. This was one that I was actually after for quite a while. I know it's a god-awful game, but I really wanted it in the collection. So yeah, glad to have that one. Then looking at the complete in-box games, I think the big hitter that we've got here is Conker's Bad Fur Day. So yeah, really glad to have that one in the collection. Carmageddon 64, Duke Nukem 64, Diddy Kong Racing. So yeah, really happy to have those. GoldenEye, which I think's a sort of legal requirement if you've got an N64. Mario Kart 64. Pilot Wing 64 I've never actually played. So I might need to get a chance and actually play that. And then moving down, so looking at some of the bits that we've got on the shelf. So we've got my Super Mario World money box tin. Highly sought after. These are really rare to find. And yeah, couldn't believe it when I struck this for £1 at a boot fair. I think they normally sell for sort of close to about £60 if you can find them. So yeah, really happy to have that. Then we've got Mario 64, Smash Brothers, and then both the Legend of Zeldas as well. And then moving on, we've got some complete in-box Japanese games as well. So I think I've got all three of the Pokemon Stadium, or Pocket Monster. We've got Diddy Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, sorry. A whole load of baseball games, as well as Mario Party 1 and 2. And then you've got Bomberman and Wave Race. Bomberman's actually a really good one because that is actually all in English. So it's actually quite easy to play. Then moving down, we've got the Switch, which we currently have 82 games on the Nintendo Switch. But as you can see, the Switch shelf itself is quite busy. So first off, we've got the Link's Awakening sort of countertop. So this isn't actually the game, this is just a display case. So yeah, really chuffed to have that. Then looking at some of the big boxes, so we've got Tales of Symphonia, which yeah, I wasn't that impressed with. But I have seen a lot of people talk about it online and actually say that the original GameCube version was much better. Flashback 25th Anniversary, brilliant game. I haven't played I played the remake briefly on, I think it was the Xbox 360 back in the day when it first came out. Rain on Your Parade, another brilliant game. So you basically play a cloud, and you've basically got different puzzles that you need to solve. Got Bayonetta 2 and 3. I don't really class the original Bayonetta on this one because it is a digital download. But I do need to pick up the original one in physical form. Then up top there, you see we've got Mario Brothers Wonder and Ultimate, as well as Shredder's Revenge. We'll have Calamarzi Reroll. And what else have we got on here? We've got Detective Pikachu, both the Cotton Fantasy, Cotton Reboot, Kirby the Forgotten Land, Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3. I will admit, Mario and Luigi Brothership, I've never actually played. I've not played yet. I think at the time I had other ones that I was sort of playing. And then just quickly, actually, I have got the Skyward Sword HD Joy-Cons. They are still brand new and sealed. They've never been opened. And that's the way I intend to keep it because, yeah, I've got random Joy-Cons that I use whenever I'm sort of playing my Switch. Then we've got, actually, so here's quite an important one. So we talked about Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 earlier on. The Switch version is actually the only version that you can get that has all of the whole game on disc. So yeah, on the sort of cart. So yeah, that was the big reason for picking that one up. Not, as I said, not that I'm a big Minecraft Stories player, but yeah, the option to have it sort of long into the future is why I picked that one up. Then just quickly going through some of the new additions that we've got. So we've got Donkey Kong Country. Ember is a really good sort of firefighting puzzle game. And then I think the other one is the Survivalist, sorry, was another one that I really enjoyed. And then just looking at the back, we've got a whole load of the Pokemon games. My Let's Go Eevee doesn't actually have a cart in. I need to get hold of the cart for that. I think I've pretty much got the whole range, bar sort of, I think I'm missing one, apart from Let's Go Eevee. So, yeah, I need to have a look and work out what I'm missing. We've got Roller Coaster Tycoon there. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition. That was a limited run edition from last year. Stubbs the Zombie, Subnautica, and Subnautica Below Zero. That's the only version that you can get with both games on sort of the single bit of media. So it's all on the one cart. And then we've got some more of the Mario games there. 3D All-Stars, 3D World with Bowser's Fury, Odyssey, and RPG. And then getting on to the last section there, we have got the GameCube section, which I am still going for the full set. But at the moment, we've got 159 in there. And as you can see, this is the only one that is really double stacked, apart from sort of the couple that we had on the PS5 shelf. Some of the main heavy hitters for this one is obviously Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, just there behind Luigi. I've also got Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. So this one actually has the Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Adventures of Link, Zelda 2, and Majora's Mask as well. We do also have the Legend of Zelda, I can't remember what one it is on there. Where is it? I thought it had been up here. No, it's obviously down below behind. But yeah, that I'm not really going to pull everything out for the GameCube. Oh, there we go. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So yeah, really happy with how the GameCube's coming along. And then I'm going to blitz through these last couple of bits quite quickly. Just because of how long the video's going on. So just up the top here, just got basically this whole section is sort of overflow storage at the moment. So all the boxes have basically got sort of game overflows. And then a couple of bits up the top here. So we've got a couple of copies of Starlink. So I've got the Xbox One, the PS4 version. I do have the Switch version, but that's actually in storage in the bedroom. Then up the top here, we've got my Pikachu N64. As well as my limited edition Mario Kart 8 on the Wii. And then just up the back here, probably one of the bits that I absolutely love in my collection. And that is my full-size and fully working portal gun. So yeah, absolutely love this. This is something I've had for quite a while now. And yeah, it is, I just absolutely love it. So yeah, I don't really get it out too much because I'm always worried about these bits at the front getting broken. But yeah, I will get it out at one point and I'll show you it all. Then obviously down the side I've got all of my Mega Drive boxes. So I've got my limited edition Mega Drive 2, Sonic 2 Mega Drive, which was a sort of custom sleeve. My Mega Drive box and my Mega CD. And then we've got my Mega Drive 2 there as well. Then up top here, just got a couple of sort of overflow bits. So we've got my Sega Saturn. This is a Japanese dev kit. And actually, if you look on the side, it still has the Psygnosis asset tag on it. So this is a CIB development kit. I am missing quite a few bits for it. So there's a sort of computer card that goes in the side, as well as a cart that goes in the top. At the moment, it's completely unknown how many of them still exist. It's anywhere between 10 and 100. So yeah, I'm hoping at some time in the future that I can get everything to have this complete. But yeah, it's not looking like something that's going to happen. Then we've got my Vectrex there. So I've currently got 11 games on the Vectrex. They're all cart only. Well, no, I have got manuals and some overlays as well. But yeah, absolutely over the moon to have that. Then a couple of my controller holders, as well as my Alan Wake store display. And then just jumping down to the drawers quickly. So we've got tools in that one. That one's a bit of a drunk drawer. We've got some cartridges in here, so I think this is mostly Game Boy, Vectrex, and then a couple of Mega Drive. Then we've got all of my Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, N64, and then a couple of others like my Intellivision as well. And in the bottom drawer, this is mostly my box protectors. So that's all in there. And then these three drawers here are all dedicated to my cables. So what I have actually changed up since last time is in the last, when we had them in the big set of drawers, I actually had it separated out. So I had one drawer with AV cables, one drawer with power cables. Now what I've done is I have basically got everything. So I've basically got a SNES bag, which has both the power cable and the AV cable in it. And then the way that I've got it split up is I've got basically Sony and sort of other systems, Nintendo and Sega and Xbox in the bottom. And then to wrap up, a couple of the extra bits that we've got here. So we've got my complete in-box barcode battler. Just behind that, we've got Spectrum games, Commodore 64 games, and then all my Atari 2600 carts. Here's my copy of, what is it? Watch Dogs, DedSec Edition. Here in this sleeve, we've got a load of Mega Drive and Master System carts. And yeah, that is about it. So that is going to wrap up the 2025 Games Room Tour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through, just put everything back to the way it was. But yeah, just wanted to say a massive thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's been a long one, but this is probably about my third time trying to film this. I think the first version through, it was a 3-hour video. So yeah, I'm glad I've got it down to sort of around the hour. I think I'm just over the hour and a half mark now. So yeah, what I am going to do is I'm going to wrap it up there. So before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos just like this. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.